Hello, and welcome to the Signal Person Training module. During this training, you will learn what the requirements of a competent signal person are, the appropriate crane signals, and how to safely signal cranes on a job site. At the end of this module, you will be tested on what you have learned, and after passing, will be considered a signal person for Innovative. The answer to the question is you. Once you are finished training, you can be a signal person on the job site as long as you are trained and designated by the foreman to be the signal person for the lift. You must have a full understanding of all crane, hand, and voice signals, be mentally clear, and fully observant of all activities on the job site. First and foremost, as a signal person, you must always be in clear view of the crane operator you are working with. If you can't see them, they can't see you, and the operator can't see your signals. You must maintain a clear view of the load and path of travel the load will take at all times. You must observe for people walking towards the path of the lift to stop the crane and prevent them from walking under the load. If they are nearby power lines or other overhead obstacles, you must be wary of them and the location of the boom to prevent a dangerous and possibly fatal situation from occurring. There is only one signal person during a lift as designated by the foreman. The crane operator will only accept signals from that one signal person, except for the emergency stop signal, which can be given by anyone and must be acknowledged by the crane operator. If you are the designated signal person, you should remain the designated signal person for all the lifts that day to maintain consistency with signals and lifting procedures. Clear communication is critical to a safe and successful lift. You should be using the standard ANSI hand signals, which we will go over later. It is the signal person's responsibility to meet with the crane operator prior to the lift and go over the hand signals that will be used and any special signals that may be required. The foreman will also review the job hazard analysis and lift plan with all personnel involved. At all times, you must maintain visual or voice communication with the crane operator, and you must be alert of all activities in proximity of the lift. The remainder of this training will cover the standard ANSI hand signals. I encourage you to practice the signals as they are shown. Use main hoist is the first signal. Your hand will tap the top of your head, then a regular signal is given to indicate the direction of travel or hoist. Use auxiliary hoist or whip line is signaled with the arm bent at the elbow, and the other hand then taps the elbow. A direction of travel or hoisting is then given. The hoist signal is given by the upper arm extended slightly to the side with the forearm and index finger pointing up and making circles. The lower signal is given by the arm extended down with the index finger pointing down and making circles. Raise load slowly is indicated by holding one hand flat at about eye level with the other hand bent at the elbow, forearm up and index finger pointing towards the palm of the flat hand and circling slowly. Lower load slowly is given by holding one hand flat with palm up around waist level, then the other hand with the forearm and index finger pointing down towards the palm and circling slowly. Raise the boom and lower the load is shown by extending the arm horizontally to the side with the thumb pointing up, fingers open and close while load movement is desired. Lower the boom and raise the load is signaled by the arm extended horizontally to the side with the thumb pointing down, fingers opening and closing while load movement is desired. A direction of travel or swing is signaled by the arm extended horizontally in the direction you want the boom to swing. Raise the boom is shown with the arm extended horizontally to the side, thumbs pointed up with other fingers closed in an up and down motion of the hand. Extend telescoping boom is signaled by placing your hands in front of you at approximately waist level with thumbs pointed outward and other fingers closed, moving your hands back and forth. Retract the telescoping boom is shown with hands to the front at waist level, thumbs pointed towards each other with fingers closed and the hands moving back and forth. The stop signal is given by extending one arm horizontally to the side, palm down, and swinging the arm back and forth. The emergency stop signal, which may be given by any person on the job site, is given by extending both arms horizontally to the side, palms down, and swinging both arms back and forth. This signal should only be used in emergencies. It is important that you, as a signal person, be looking for this signal being given as well. If you notice it, you should immediately give the same signal to the crane operator. Then establish communication with the employee to determine why they called an emergency stop and what can be done to fix it. The crane should not move at all until you as the signal person give them the signal to do so. Voice commands are sometimes used depending on lifting conditions. If you are using handheld radios, they must be reliable, secure, and have a hands-free option for the operator to utilize. When using voice commands, there are some basic rules to follow. As always, a lift plan must be described ahead of time, along with the voice communication signals that will be used. You and the operator must be on the same page with all signals to prevent any confusion. The frequency being used must be dedicated to the lift and have no other radio traffic. Names should be used instead of titles to prevent confusion amongst multiple simultaneous operations. Once the lift has begun, you should never break communication with the operator. Your mic should always be keyed and you should repeat commands to the operator during the lift. For example, when you want him to lower a load slowly, say the following: down slowly, slow, slow, 5 more feet, slow, 3 feet, slow, 1 feet, slow, load is down. If the signal is broken, the crane operator should immediately stop until communication is reestablished. If the crane operator needs to talk to you, they can give a blast of their horn as a signal to unkey your mic and listen to the operator. Every worker should know the basics of crane signaling. If you are asked to be a signal person, make sure you and the crane operator discuss the signals beforehand, and if you are ever in doubt, talk it over with the crane operator or foreman before the lift. This concludes the training on signaling. Please take the test to the side, and remember to always work safe and innovative.